Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS, the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, this is my address, and it's in the link in the description of this video. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. If you would like daily updates on the stock market and crypto 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to the channel. I hope you're having a great weekend, everyone, so let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 1.12% to 16,699. Ethereum is down 2.31% to 1178. There's not a lot of economic data coming out for the next week. The key one will be the core PCE price index. Anticipated earnings releases are quite light on the ground as well. There's been a massive resurgence of COVID in China. Shanghai schools to go online as COVID spreads in China. In Shanghai, it's been reported that an extra 230,000 hospital beds have been made available. Across the globe, in the past week, there's been 3.7 million new cases of COVID. We can see that over the past week, Japan has come in number one, over 1 million new cases, followed by South Korea, France, the US, Brazil, Germany, Italy, and Australia. China has had a very strict policy of lockdowns, and we can see China's market has recovered to a degree like all the other markets, but it's starting to come down like all the other markets. No market can withstand the US's gravity because 60% of all funds flow into US stock markets. If China needs to go into lockdown again, that will impact the Chinese recovery. We've seen with Apple recently, when China suffers, the world suffers. All markets are intercorrelated and interconnected, and this is really important to understand. When looking at the S&P 500, the 9 sell-offs and recoveries since 1966, we can see the S&P 500, this white line, that's the current price. We're actually just broken a level of resistance, making our way down. The key is, are we going to find support or are we not? As a community, to answer this question, we use the CTKS method. And why is that important? Because if we don't use it, we're pretty much guessing what will happen. We know from a short-term perspective, there's a level of support that we want to see held, and we want to see price come down and then recover. But if we go through and break a key support line, we could be witnessing a lot more negative price momentum. Could it be something like the GFC, this red line, when prices came down quite substantially? But also notice the recovery from the GFC was one of the best recoveries on record. And this is the thing that few people get involved with. When they see the markets tanking, they just say, "Oh, I'm out." It's actually the time that we want to be in as smart money. And you can see from this little cartoon, this is exactly what happens when price comes down. When it comes down, everybody runs, except the invisible smart money. They're participating on the right side of the percentage. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the trade and on the wrong side of the percentage. You want to know what's happening internally inside market structure. The CTKS method is very new, but it's been around 1 year inside the Masterclass. But this is a standards-based process to reveal smart money buy and sell levels from any price chart, and it's applicable to everything. When we look at the S&P 500 from a smart money perspective, what we're actually doing is applying objective dynamic market structure, or ODMS, to this particular price chart. We're seeing where all the structural buys are inside the market. And what these buys represent is the ability to turn price around. They kind of act like a safety net. If you have a lot of support below, you always have the opportunity of prices either bouncing up or just getting caught in the net and consolidating and then reversing. You can think that we have 3 safety nets at the moment, and the S&P 500, and why are we looking at this? Because we're a crypto channel. We know that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. That's a rule we have. And also, we know that the S&P 500 is the major dominant index inside the market. It's what everybody keeps their eyes on. When the S&P 500 comes down, what happens to crypto? It comes down with it. And if you're just in the stock market, what Bitcoin does, it effectively acts as a risk-on indicator. I've just overlaid Bitcoin's price action on the S&P 500, and you can see this directional gravitational pull associated between these two asset classes. It's really important to understand these dynamics. If we zoom out a little bit, it looks like that association got crushed. No, FTX happened. You can see before the implosion of FTX in the crypto market, look at this directional correlation. It was just pinging so beautifully. Then FTX happened, the contagion spread within the crypto industry. And of course, it's still following the directional gravitational pull of the S&P 500 and all of the other indexes. We need to keep this in mind. Masterclass students, with the EC method, you can see the S&P 500 broke its support structure, and you can also see Bitcoin also broke its support structure. The next question is, where is it going to? If you listen to the news, the S&P 500 is going to zero, Bitcoin is going to zero, gold is going to zero, maybe not gold. Oil is going to zero, the DXY is going to zero. You get the idea. The concept is, when the markets are red, the headlines are red. When the markets are green, the headlines are green. Ideally, what we want to see is the S&P 500 coming into this 3766 to 3827 zone, finding support around there, and then actually marching upwards and onwards. If we see this, the natural gravitational pull of all markets will be in that direction. That includes global markets. What do I mean by that? You can see when the global US indices start to go up, what happens to the rest of the world? It basically follows it. It's so important to keep your eyes on the US indices. And you can see here, Bitcoin is in this yellow. Look how it follows the directional curvature, the directional momentum of the US indices. At the next FOMC meeting, the anticipated increase in the federal funds rate is currently 25 basis points with a 75% probability. It's about 47 days away, so things can change quite substantially, but it's just something to bear in mind. It's important to gain a deeper perspective on how the markets are moving and what is driving them. Even though we just focus in on crypto, we must be aware. When looking at total crypto market capitalization, we can see it's currently $764.766 billion. The next level of support is $707.806 billion, and below that at $673.495 billion. I've zoomed out here to show you that we've got a lot of overhead resistance. Zooming in to current price action, and what does this actually represent? Total crypto market capitalization. These are all the different alts and Bitcoin all rolled together into one particular market capitalization, like one price. This is how the entire crypto market is moving. We can see that we had a large sell-off. We just didn't hold this smart money buy level at 808, and then we just sliced through the next support. What does this actually mean? It means the price was very, very weak. There were so many sellers coming in, just like literally cascading. And what could have caused this? The directional momentum of the main markets was, of course, a big, big factor. But there was also a lot of internal scrutiny on Binance, mainly from outside the markets. With the arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, and criminal charges pending, we're getting news stories redredged from 2018 on Binance. One thing that a lot of people don't understand, crypto was founded on independence from the banking system. Crypto literally existed to bypass the banking system. So of course it didn't register with regulators because it was trying to avoid them, not as in avoidance, trying to create a new and better system, because this was in the aftermath of so many banking problems. So of course Binance didn't register with its local government authority because that's not how crypto was actually painted back then. It was the movement of money being able to be transferred all around the world without intermediaries like banks. It takes a long time to move an industry from one basis into the regulatory framework that crypto has to grow into, and it does unfortunately have to grow into that framework. And many people will say, hey, Ken, it's not unfortunate. Did you see what happened with FTX and Celsius? These people, these regulations would save us. No, they don't save you. They don't save you at all. They never have. Regulations didn't prevent the GFC. Regulations didn't prevent the dot-com bust. Regulations don't prevent much. People do a lot of talk about investor protection, but there are some listed companies that simply just don't file their annual returns or anything like that. They get delisted and they take all the money with them. I've personally been caught a couple of times like this. It's absolutely abysmal. Anytime people say regulation will work, they don't really know the inner workings of the markets. Please let me know in the comments, have you ever had such an experience? Where a stock has delisted and you've been left holding the bag, and an empty one at that. They've just taken your money. And of course, stocks can go bankrupt as well. They can and do head towards zero all the time. When we look at total crypto market capitalization like this, there's a lot more to this chart than simply looking at this chart. And you might say, Ken, but we've always been told, just trade the chart in front of you. You can't do that. You need to look at multiple charts. Actually, the more the better. Sitting underneath total crypto market capitalization is, of course, the S&P 500. But the even more important one for total crypto market capitalization is Bitcoin. We can see that Bitcoin, currently trading at 16,726, is above a smart money buy level at 16,653. This smart money buy level is formed through CTKS Method Standards Certification. Max pain for the next 2 days is 16,750. The options market is basically saying to the crypto industry, I think we're going to go flat for the next 2 days. It's absolutely vital that we hold this 16,653 smart money buy level, because the next drop is down to 14,444. On November 6, I posted LV25, Midterm Election Volatility Secrets You Need to Know. That is holding up very, very accurately. Please, if you're inside the masterclass, please have a look at that particular video. It's vital now. If you'd like to join the masterclass, the links are in the description of this video. Turning to the greatest gainers in the past 24 hours, Leo, Nexo, GUSD, BTG, USDP, FEI and Pax Gold. The greatest losers in the past 24 hours, we're getting these double-digit losers. Filecoin, TWT, Chain, Chiliz, Carver, Cello and Mana. I wanted to give you some new analysis today, so I've done things slightly differently. And you might also notice that I've come off BUSD and gone into USDT. And I'll explain why I did that in a minute. When we look at Bitcoin's gravity, what I want you to pay particular attention to is the percentages. Or are the percentages. You can see that over this period of time, Bitcoin has come down 5.5%. What about Ethereum? It's come down more, but acting in relative power a little bit more strongly than Bitcoin's gravity. And this is what we always see inside the alts. The alts can sell off much, much harder than Bitcoin, and they can recover much, much more quickly as well. So you want to always look for relative strength. Then I've done the USDT tether versus the US dollar. A lot of people think that it's just $1 and it never varies. Stablecoins are never stable and they never have been. This will shock a lot of people, but we've got actual lessons inside the masterclass on this. USDC Circle versus the US dollar. You can see that wobbling around as well. BNB was hit very, very hard by all the negative press and publicity. And you're going to see there's some things that you need to be very wary of. And I'm very wary of them as well. But we can see that recovery. What we saw was a really good percent return out of BNB when it bounced. Not like what we saw with Ethereum. You see this strength in here. That's what we look for as traders. But you must also be aware of the risk. And what risk am I talking about? A potential depegging of BUSD. BUSD versus the US dollar. You can see that at one point, BUSD came down 70%. It literally depegged on the US dollar. This means that Binance USD has become quite unstable. When you see something like this, you have two choices. One to do risk minimization strategies, or the other one just to ignore it. Things move very quickly in the crypto market. What I have done personally is I have actually ditched my BUSD and I'm now trading with Tether USDT. And we're going to go through some fairly interesting statistics in just a moment. When we look at XRP versus USDT, we can see that XRP is currently a little stronger than Bitcoin's gravity. And what about Doge? Doge is recovering. It's potentially crossing resistance here. We could see a good spike up. Just always remember that there are always opportunities. Inside the markets, we do have to be fearless. We have to confront fear head on. But that doesn't mean we're reckless. We're intelligent. One thing that I would like to point out to you, and this chart is available live inside the masterclass. When we look at USDT versus the US dollar, we can see that Tether's market capitalization, because of a variety of different things, particularly FTT and FTX, had an absolute bank run. They had a reduction of $5 billion, and we can see it recovering. Now, I want you to draw your attention to BUSD, 22 down to 18. That's a $4 billion redemption. This is quite concerning because we didn't see that four necessarily flow into others. Circle did not too badly, but it's not really dispersed. What I can see is that people are getting really concerned with the crypto market. Statistically, when I look at something like this, it's a basic nosedive down. When I see something like this, I actually want to see the different charts really coming up. We had a slight increase here of around 2 billion in Circle, but it's really not enough. What we're actually seeing is money moving out of the crypto market, and that can create some of the best volatility for trading. And that's what we are here. It's CryptoTradingKS. And we know that all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. Looking at ADA, ADA's come down quite substantially relative to Bitcoin, down about, say, 15.5%. We can see Matic down about 12%. The DAI stablecoin, very scatty, and this is from Binance US. I like to track what's happening on the Binance exchange because it gives a heartbeat on the rest of the crypto industry. We can see that DOT did that massive sell-off, and it's down around 11.5%. Tron has weathered the storm very well. It's recovered incredibly well, and we've been talking about Tron for the past 3 days. This is why we look for strength, because strength really pays off. And what about Litecoin? It's down 17.5%. Solana down about 10%, and SHIB down around 10% as well. When we look at XRP is currently 35.01 and we've got a smart money buy level below it, 34.92 as well as 34.76, and there's an even lower one just down there at 34.38. This is actually what we want to see. These are safety nets, and you can see price getting caught. The buyers are actually entering into the market for XRP at these current levels. If you would like to be able to mark up charts like this, please go and visit CTKSmethod.org. It's just here in this right-hand corner. We can see with XRP, it tried to get through all of this smart money sell levels, all of this resistance. It couldn't make it, and there was not much internal support in here. That means the price is always moving in a wave. Don't forget that. It's even in cases like this where we saw a very steep sell-off, there's always waves inside of this price action. It's always the way. It's the way of financial markets. If you are looking at a chart like this, you just simply mark up recent indicative price, or RIP. What you will learn in Level 1 CTKS Method Standards Certification, the market is always trying to desynchronize everybody. Recent indicative price is used by the market to liquidate retail investors. Don't be retail, be smart money. Smart money knows where the levels are, and that's what separates them. They don't guess, they know. And if you would like to know too, be the elite 5% who know and leave the 95% who do not know. Come across to the CTKSmethod.org. Just go into Level 1 certification, just click this little button, and there's a very, very beautiful Christmas discount, a beautiful Christmas present to you of a great $300 off, and then you can just buy at that price, and you can see what is actually going on, and you also get a certificate of completion. Level 1 certification is incredibly powerful, and if you like Level 1, you're going to love Level 2. And thank you to everybody for your fantastic comments in yesterday's video, and happy birthday, Jay! And Jay said, "Today I finished Level 1 certification and began Level 2. I'm absolutely loving the peek under the hood of the CTKS method and all of the updates since version 1. Each step of the way I'm becoming more confident in my charts and my lines." Fantastic, and congratulations, Jay, and a very, very warm happy birthday to you, my friend. Tiana, thank you also for your very kind comment. Daily video and masterclass lessons are like the sun that comes out every day, regardless of storm or darkness of night. How very poetic. An incredibly insightful thing that Tiana mentioned was that the CTKS code is derived from the teachings inside the masterclass. And Tiana, well done on your breakdown and analytics of what it all means. One thing that we know, we don't need certainty. You just need a strategy to profit from uncertainty. The best strategy is to do the daily three-dimensional risk management code called the CTKS code. There, we look at what the market did today and our expectations of what it will do in 24 hours time. And of course, everybody's 24 hours is different. We've got global family members from literally all around the world. Then we look at our portfolio and we look at how in sync we are. And this is a little indication of what that actual code means. We know that we control the trade or investment, but it's the market that controls the return. And that's based on your active learning, your knowledge and your courage. And the market always penalizes blame and gambling. Crypto Turtle said that he was expecting this sell-off for a while. One thing to consider as well is when people look at a really, really red market, they tend to panic over a period of time, not just on one day. The first day they may say, oh, this is going to blow over. The second day they may say, oh, this is getting pretty serious. And the third day they may say, ouch, I've got to do something. And the fourth day they say, oh, the pain is too great, I'm going to sell. And that's exactly the time when things turn around. Please bear this kind of emotional concept in mind. Controlling our emotions is critical to trading and investing. And positive excellence is all about emotional control. Emotional control is absolutely vital if we're to be fulfilled, have meaning and happiness and success in our lives. And what do I mean by that? It's all about sustainability. Negative excellence is the flip side of positive excellence. Negative excellence is such behaviors as rudeness, a lack of integrity, no manners, aggression, belligerence, laziness, an entitlement attitude, and unfortunately all of those attitudes will send you broke inside markets. They may be fine in the real world, but in the financial markets they're going to be devastating. Fear and panic underride or are the foundation of negative excellence. The foundation of positive excellence is the exact opposite. It's courage. You feel the fear, but you do it anyway. But you are sensible in what you do. Yesterday, we had a bit of a chat in the comments about jealousy, and jealousy is an incredibly important thing to talk about. Entitlement and jealousy go hand in hand. Otherwise, how can you be jealous unless you're entitled? Thank you, Cheryl, for your very kind sharing. Cheryl says, insecurity and fear drive jealousy. When we're scared of losing something because of a sense of entitlement, we project onto others what we should have. Should is at the very heart of jealousy. I should have that partner. I should have that job. I should have that car. I should have that bank account. The very nature of should is entitlement. Entitlement is zone 1. To overcome jealousy, we need to understand the root cause, says Cheryl. Changing your outlook and becoming more loving and grateful is a great way to do so. Those behaviors are all part of positive excellence. You cannot be grateful and jealous simultaneously, just like you can't have fear and courage at the same time. It's either one or the other. Cheryl's concept, let go of the thoughts that you need to be in control of everything, is just brilliant. Kacharia had some very good comments to add to that. Love together with courage can defeat self-sabotage or negative feelings like jealousy. The incredibly insightful thing here, negative feelings like jealousy. There's all sorts of negative feelings. We can have panic, we can have worry, we can have jealousy, we can have so many things, and they're all bad for the health. A very beautiful comment as well. With supportive people around, like in our community, one can leverage chances for success. Kacharia says about jealousy, in Latin, it's invidia. Oh, Nvidia, the graphics manufacturers? Sorry, couldn't resist. Invidia can mean hatred as well. Very, very cool work, my friend. So both negative feelings are deeply connected, hatred and jealousy. Just superb, my friend. Focusing on the negative. If you've got hatred and jealousy and you're jealous of a partner or something like that, it's not going to bring that person closer. It's going to push that person away. And if you have jealousy inside the markets are going to absolutely hammer you. That's a technical term. If you see other people succeeding, you just need to know what they're doing to succeed and actually be happy for them. And that's an ultimate test if you feel jealousy or not. If somebody is succeeding, are you feeling jealousy? Are you feeling negativity about that person succeeding? Or are you feeling gratefulness and gratitude and happiness? That's a very, very good acid test. The other thing to note, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, sometimes you need boundaries. For example, if you're in a personal relationship and your partner is flirting with everyone and you're getting jealous of that, it might be time to have a really good chat with your partner about it. And if they keep on doing it, maybe time to move on. Of course, that's completely up to you. But the concept is, love is always about respect. And J-Link had a very, very good comment. Jealousy brings resentment and anger towards others, hence blaming. And we know the market doesn't like blame. In fact, nobody likes blame, really, except of course for the person doing it. Then it's all about entitlement. Hey, I'm blaming you because I'm entitled. The important thing to understand, jealousy destroys inner and outer peace. Now, why is that important? Because if you don't have inner peace and outer peace, you're burning your energy. And you're burning your energy on things that simply don't matter because they're outside of you. You can't control them. You can respond, but you do so from an inner and outer peace perspective. Al, what a terrific comment. Nothing positive comes from jealousy. Jealousy always results in unhappiness and adds a lot of stress to you as well. It destroys your inner peace and your outer peace. It leads to blame, and that stress can be linked to several illnesses and several forms of cancer. So stress is not good. You want to keep your stress down, and long-term stress also harms the immune system. Al suggests on overcoming jealousy, count your blessings by having gratitude in your heart. A grateful attitude is a beautiful thing to have, and it's not weak to have gratitude, it's strong. Only the strong can be grateful. As Ivan said, jealousy is insecurity speaking itself. It is scarcity speaking from its core. Feeling inferior of any situation, not just in a romantic relationship point of view, but on everything. I am just not enough. Ivan, that's so incredibly insightful. Thank you for sharing, my friend. And a big congratulations to Migs. And Migs, San Miguel, had a really nice comment. I would like to thank my benefactor, Mr. Jason Rice, the Iceman, for awarding me my partial scholarship. It will be forever treasured. Thank you, Migs. Very kind of you. And to Dwani, well done, my friend. I have completed my level 1 certification, and I'm just blown away with the accuracy, which I can now build into my charts. Oh, legend. And if you thought level 1 was good, just wait until you dive into level 2, my friend. Part of the CTKS method is the CTKS Creed, which primes our mind for profitability and happiness in life. These are a series of positive affirmation statements you just say to yourself. They're important because they get rid of fear and install courage. Acting on fear creates the fear. We don't want to do that. We need to act with courage, but also knowledge. Here is the creed. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. And I never let a problem beat me because I solve it with positive excellence. If you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.